Hi friends, and welcome to the Sami Cone Show. This month has been difficult for not only all of us who call Nashville home, but for everyone who loves Music City as much as we do. While the tornado may have hit us hard, we will not stay down. If anything, it has brought us closer together as a community and has caused us to reflect on what is truly important in our own lives. On today's show, I've enlisted some organizing experts to help us achieve the feel of a hotel in our own home. Then I'm teaching you how to transform your spring cleaning with items you likely already have in your pantry. And while travel is on everyone's mind for different reasons this season, I interviewed many of my favorite friends and bloggers to help make your next cruise your best yet. Finally, your kitchen will smell like spring after we share this incredible raspberry lemon skillet cake recipe. So open the windows and take a deep breath, because today is a new day and I'm here to help you create a brighter tomorrow.
From the News Channel 5 Network, this is the Sami Cone Show, sponsored by Soundwaves at Gaylord Opryland.
Every time I walk into a hotel room, especially my home away from home here at Gaylord Opryland Resort, I think, how can I make my home feel more like a hotel? How can I make my bathroom feel more simple and minimalist? Well, I'm joined by sisters and organization experts at the Tiny Home Nashville. Welcome, Megan E.
Thank you so much.
I'm so glad you're here. So we're obviously standing here at the beautiful Opryland Resort, this crisp white bed. Tell me, how can I have this at my house?
Well, one of the first things you can do is get all white bedding. That helps. You can change out your look with pillows and throws if you have all white bedding.
And doesn't that make it easier to clean if you start with all white?
Yes, it does. You can bleach your pillowcases, your sheets, anything like that, and it just gives you a blank canvas to kind of work from, to make it fun with the pillows and the blanket, and you just can kind of keep it fresh, you know?
Right. Well, let's look at the bedside table.
We all have, like, you know, our little routine at the end of the night. Right. So, you know, when you go to a place, you know, when you're staying in a hotel, it's so nice to bring those things that make you feel like you're at home still. Yeah. So, you know, we brought our diffuser in because we love the aromas of that.
Easy to travel with.
And then just, you know, your journal or a book you're reading, because it's really about relaxing and just being comfortable and feeling like you are at home.
All right, selfishly, I need to know, how do I fold a fitted sheet and make it look pretty?
Yes, it can be kind of crazy, but we got you covered.
Okay.
So yeah, so I've already folded it once, but what you're doing is you're putting your hands in the corners and you're gonna fold over like this. So like I said, I've already done that once.
Okay.
But you can see it's kind of like a little rectangle.
And then you do it again.
To form the shape.
Yeah, it forms the shape, and then what you want to do is lay it down. And then what I like to do is do the, you're thinking of it in thirds, to where you're folding it over.
And you're hiding all the bulk.
Yeah, you're hiding all the bulk.
The elastic.
And I love to do this, obviously, just to smooth it out. And then you're gonna come up half. You're gonna fold it in half, and then we like to do thirds again, to where it goes right into a nice rectangle.
Beautiful.
And there you go. And then you can just, you know, set your other sheets on top, and it just looks really pretty.
How do you feel about putting your sheets inside of the pillowcase?
We are not a fan.
Not a fan.
You heard it here first. Not a fan.
I just feel like it just doesn't, we're about function and we're about things just being beautiful in your house. So I feel like when you have it stacked nicely, or, you know, laid out nicely in a file fold, it just, like when you open up your linen closet, it just looks beautiful and it functions so well because you know exactly what you're grabbing.
I love it. Well, speaking of folding, let's take a look at the drawers over here.
Yes. Okay. So I have two drawers here. And I am a person, when I go to a hotel, I actually get everything out and fold it and put it in drawers.
I've seen it myself.
Yes.
Interesting.
I do. I don't like living out of my suitcase. I really like to feel like I'm at home and I can go and get everything that I need.
Okay.
So here you can see we did bring in some drawer dividers. This is a very cost-effective way to keep things separate, but looking really streamlined. So we do the file fold just like the sheets. We just file fold it to where everything stacks together, and you save on so much space.
You've shown me so many great bedroom tips. I can't let you ladies go without making my bathroom look more clean and crisp. Can we do that?
Yes.
Okay, well, you guys are staying here at Opryland. You're having a Soundwave staycation.
We are.
What's been your kids' favorite part?
Oh my gosh, they loved the lazy river.
Oh, and there's 2 here at Soundwave.
Yes, they liked the relaxing one.
They do?
Yes.
I like the wrap-in one. Okay, we're in the bathroom now. Tell me, how do we keep that same minimal, clean feel that we were just talking about in the bedroom?
Well, one of the most important things is really knowing what you use on an everyday basis. Leave those things out on the counter.
Okay.
It's great to get like a turntable like this.
So easy.
That way you're not knocking things over to get to stuff. You could just turn it and get to what you need.
Sure.
As far as the other things, we always encourage people to not have a ton of stuff that they're not using. But if they do...
I mean, who has a makeup drawer right
now?
If there's one thing I know I want to come away with from this segment, it's how to properly fold things. And you're saying if we can do this, we can do anything.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's work on a washcloth. I know there's a lot of different ways to fold for beauty, for storage, but talk to me again about this rule of thirds.
I mean, I just love the file fold because it can transform into anything, really. You can do your washcloth, your towels, tea towels, shirts, underwear, socks, everything.
All of it.
So you can all keep that same file going when you're trying to knock out a laundry pile.
Perfect.
You just keep it going.
Well, let's do it.
Yeah,
We're gonna
so
do this together.
you're gonna go in half like this, go a third over.
Okay.
And then you're gonna bring the other side over.
Got that.
So you did your thirds,
Yep.
and then you're gonna do the same thing. Bring that in and that in. So when you get done folding your washcloth, you can either stack them or you can do a file just like this, and you can put it in a nice little basket.
Oh, ladies, it's amazing. Thank you for inspiring me. If people want to organize more of their home, they can visit you at the Tidy Home Nashville online or on social. And if you need some inspiration of your own, why not book a Gaylord Opryland staycation? Right now for the spring, Tennessee residents can save up to 40% off. Outside of Tennessee, you can save up to 20% off for spring getaways. Just book now at soundwavesgo.com. Thank you so much for being here. This has been great.
Yes.
I love it. Sammy's savings tip for today is to make homemade cleaners. Did you know that with the help of some things you have in your pantry already, you can make natural cleaners that work better, if not at least as good as some of the cleaners you're already using in your home? So let's get rid of some of these chemicals and find out what we can do to make a difference in your home today. I mean, spring is the perfect time to go ahead and revamp not just what's in your closets or your garage, but even things like your cleaners. So I'm going to teach you some of the basic methods, and you can head over to the SamiConeShow.com for all the recipes for individual cleaners. We're talking everything from window cleaner to tub and grout cleaner, but let's look at what some of the basics are that you need to have on hand. So we're going to start with water, but then also hydrogen peroxide, vinegar, rubbing alcohol, some natural soap, and even some real salt for some of those scrubs we've talked about. So if we're wanting to do a natural cleaner, you're going to take about a half cup of water, and this is going to be a good multi-purpose cleaner. And so you would get a half cup of water, and you would take a half cup of alcohol. And then once you do that, you're going to squirt just a little bit of natural soap in, and then one of your favorite essential oils. So anything citrusy, lavender, peppermint, anything is good. And then you're going to mix that up. And one of the keys is to make sure that you're keeping these in something that's glass, like a mason jar. So when you do all this, whether it's a scrub, don't just put it into the cleaner, keep it on hand so that you just have as much as you need for when you need to use it. This is going to help it keep longer and keep it fresh. So whether you're using natural citrus or any of these products, I really recommend that you try taking these things that you have in your home already, and don't feel like you have to go and scrub through your whole pantry or throw out everything that you have in your home. But since it's spring, I really recommend that you think about what you have, why you use what you use, and how you can make it better by replacing it with some of these natural cleaners. You'll thank me for it. After taking 2 cruises in 1 month, I've been getting a lot of questions on not only how to save money on cruising, but how to maximize the time you're on board. Let me share some of my favorite cruise tips with you and get the help of some of my expert friends while I'm at it. One of the top questions I get asked are, aren't cruises expensive? Well, if you think about everything that's included, and I mean everything from your room to your meals to even some beaches, you're really not paying that much money per day. So it's important to count the whole cost before you ever get on board. Plus, if you can drive to the cruise or take advantage of last-minute offers, you can really save an incredible amount of money. There's a benefit to flying in the night before your cruise. Not only do you relieve some of the stress that comes from trying to fly in the day of, but you can also take time to go to a local grocery store to pick up those items that you're allowed to bring on board. Beverages, but also things like sunscreen or any other toiletries you may not have wanted to bring, especially if you're only traveling with a carry-on. One of the things we love about cruising is its all-inclusive nature. Basically, you can budget, plan, and not have to spend a penny when you're on board. But there are temptations once you're on the ship to spend extra dollars, especially when it comes to food and beverage. What people don't know is that you can typically bring up to 2 bottles of wine per stateroom and 12 bottles or cans of non-alcoholic beverages. So if you plan ahead and do that before you get on ship at the port, you can save a lot of money during your cruise. One of my favorite savings tips, whether you're on a cruise ship or not, is to ask questions. Now, when you look at face value for the restaurants that are included and complimentary on the ship, it doesn't look like there's a lot. But what you may not know is that some of the restaurants that typically charge will have certain meals that are free. For instance, at the Spa Cafe, you can get free fruit, free sandwiches. Even places like Johnny Rockets on board that will charge you for lunch and dinner actually have free breakfast. So don't just assume, ask questions, and you never know what you might find for free. One of my top cruising tips is to take advantage of being at port. Not only are there less people on board so you can enjoy the ship, you're going to find some great deals at places like the spa. For those of you that think that spa treatments are a luxury you can't afford, think again, because when you're on a cruise, there's actually different pricing for when you're at sea and at port. If you look, they are trying to attract guests for when you're at port, and most people are off the ship, so their standard pricing is when you're at sea, but then they have a value price for the days that you're at port. So if you want to take advantage of a spa treatment but still want to save money, make sure you book it for those days when you're actually at port, and you're going to see the savings add up. I know the ship is going to offer a lot of pre-boarding savings on things like drink packages, even photo packages. But if you can wait until about mid-week, that's when the savings really start. For example, we're about halfway through this cruise, and there was just a fabulous deal on Wi-Fi where you can get basically 4 days for the price of 2. Same with photos. Even though those photo packages may seem really enticing, I bet you could buy a camera for the amount of money that you would spend on a photo book on a cruise ship. Another way to save on your cruise is to wait and book your excursion until you're at your port of call. Now, if you've been somewhere before, there's something really exciting you're afraid might sell out, sure, you can book that before you get on your cruise. But if you just want to explore the port of call and don't really mind what you do, wait until you arrive. A lot of times, if there are a lot of open spots on a certain excursion, your cruise ship will offer discounts, sometimes up to 50% off. So if you can just hold on a little bit and wait until you're actually at the port, you'll never know what savings you can encounter. One of my favorite cruise hacks is to get an over-the-door organizer. You can pick these up on Amazon, and they keep everything from jewelry to toiletries, sunscreen, you name it, organized so that you don't have to take up extra bathroom space and everyone can get their own compartment. Things can get a little windy while out on the high seas, so my other favorite hack are these towel clips. I don't know how we went cruising for so long without them. Not only do they keep your towel in place, it helps you find your chair more easily. To help you save money and maximize your next cruise, I've asked some of my favorite friends what their 3 must-haves are. Let's see what they have to say.
My top 3 cruise must-haves are a tumbler to always have ice water on hand, a small purse so you have somewhere to stash your room key, and metal straws. No one likes single-use plastic.
When I'm cruising, my top 3 must-haves are a phone case that slides open so that you can keep your key in there and not have to worry about it. I also love to have tea lights that are LED battery operated, and you just stick those in your bathroom so that you don't have to turn on the bathroom light and wake everyone up. And I need to have a roll-up hat so that it can pack easily without getting squished and block the sun.
I absolutely always like to bring dry shampoo because I don't always wash my hair every single day. I have a toiletry bag, so instead of bringing all my beauty products, I only bring a very small amount of each, so it's really easy for me to carry on. And my last tip, our last tip.
Don't forget the Dramamine.
My 3 cruise must-haves have been a beach bag that you can collapse into a small space like your suitcase, reef-safe sunscreen because you're in the Caribbean, and a variety of swimsuits so that you don't have to put on a wet one.
3 of my top cruise must-haves are: number 1, bring a lanyard to hold your key during your cruise. Number 2, seasickness medication just in case. And number 3, a sound machine to wipe out any outside noises you're not used to.
C-bands to help with motion sickness, sunscreen, and your passport.
My 3 cruise must-haves are your favorite pair of sunglasses, a super cute sun hat, and your favorite bathing suit.
All right, so my first one is my hair straightener because in the heat my hair gets so frizzy, so I make sure I straighten it every morning. I always will make sure I get just a lanyard or something that I can keep my actual little hardcore card on. This is how you get into your room, so very important. And then my third one is lots of lotion because in the sun we need to make sure that we're moisturizing when we get back to our room.
If you're looking to save money on your cruise, before you book, take a look at the dates. If you can find an off-season, that helps out a lot. If you're looking at a repositioning cruise, those are also much cheaper.
Well, it's time for me to sail off into the sunset. Head over to theSamiConeShow.com to make sure your next cruise is the best ever. Spring is in the air, and that affects everything in our home, especially the kitchen. I am joined by my friend Molly Reed-Grayson from Sunday Bakes.
Yeah.
And we're going to bake something incredible, a raspberry lemon skillet cake.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Oh my gosh.
When I saw this on your Instagram feed, I'm like, yes, now, please.
And it's like all the flavors and smells of spring, and in Nashville, I know we are so ready.
We're so ready. Yeah, so talk to us. I want to talk to you about so many things, but let's get this working first so we don't run out of time.
Okay, so you just grab your skillet. This is actually my grandma's skillet.
I can't believe that.
I know, I'm spraying it with some cooking spray. She handed it down. That's the cool thing about investing in nice skilletware is because you can. It can go through the generations, and it's well seasoned. So I've got a cup of sugar and a stick of butter. Who doesn't love butter?
That seems
right?
like necessary.
We're just gonna get it kind of going together. You can use hand mixer. You can use your KitchenAid stand mixer, whatever you want.
Okay.
And once that kind of comes together, we're gonna add the eggs. If you wanna,
I can do that.
Plop those in.
I can plop.
Mix those together, and the vanilla.
Is it like about a teaspoon?
Yeah, that's about a teaspoon.
And we'll put the recipe up on the SamiConeShow.com
yes.
so people have all of those.
The other thing I love about a skillet cake is it's just kind of like dump and go.
I was gonna say, this seems really easy.
So easy.
Okay.
So in here I have salt and baking powder.
Okay.
And then, and the salt didn't come out. And then we're gonna alternate flour with, you can use sour cream, regular Greek yogurt, or vanilla Greek yogurt. This is just regular Greek. So I'm gonna start with that. You wanna add a little flour for me.
What does the alternating do?
Honestly, it just kind of helps with the mess. Sometimes you like start and you pour the flour and turn on the mixer and it's white everywhere.
I need that in my life.
Yeah,
I
know.
With the mess.
It does. And aren't we all a mess?
Aren't we all? Yes.
So you can just go ahead and pour the rest.
Okay.
Perfect. And then I'm going to top it off with the rest of the yogurt.
I know I do a muffin with Greek yogurt or sour cream, depending on, and it makes it so moist.
Oh, so so
it
just
just like
adds,
foolproof.
and it kind of has that little like tart layer.
Yeah,
the tang. Exactly.
I got you.
That's the word I wanted. Okay, so
I'm here for you.
You can see, it's come together nicely.
Okay. Now
so
what do we do?
next we are going to, you can dump the raspberries in.
Yeah,
those are just
right now?
Yep.
Okay.
Go on
Those
and
are
add
pretty.
that, right? Come on, freshly picked.
Anything raspberry.
Just kidding.
Sure it is.
In my garden.
Yes.
And we're gonna zest 2 lemons.
We're gonna zest. Watch me zest.
Have you zested much in your life?
I love to zest.
Yeah.
I'm a zesty kind of gal.
I'm telling you what.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Aren't I doing
Do you
well?
have a microplane?
I just got one because I had like a little mini, it looked like a mini cheese grater from the dollar store.
Yes.
And I was like rubbing my knuckles every time. So my husband's like, please, for the love of God.
You're like, we don't want blood in our food.
Okay.
Yeah, get it.
So let's pretend that was
So that's all zested
done.
up.
Yep.
So we've got raspberry, zest of lemon.
We would do 2.
Delicious.
It smells so good.
Right? It's spring. It's here.
I love Love it.
And you just fold it all together. Just fold it all.
Seriously?
For real. I mean,
Okay.
that easy. I've got the oven preheated to 350.
Okay. And how do you cook sweet and savory in that? That's always my question.
I know, right? It's scary.
Okay.
I have a sweet skillet and a savory because
mind blown.
Yeah.
Like, I always wondered.
I know.
Okay.
Because I don't want lemon skillet steak cake.
Right?
You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
Like I don't want to get that.
I don't know about you. That's
But-
all I needed to hear today.
Yeah.
That just
So
revolutionized.
make sure
Okay.
you kind of have both. And this
Okay.
was my grandma and grandpa's
Okay.
sweet skillet.
All right. I want to make sure as you're doing that,
Yes.
you do something on Instagram called Sunday Bakes.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
Oh my gosh. So it's my new love. I literally started my own Instagram show.
Right, I love it.
It's not the Sami Cone
Well,
Show, though,
you know,
girl.
what can be?
Nothing. And so every Sunday I get on there, I share a recipe. I just have always loved baking, and it's been like a creative outlet for me. It's been a relaxation outlet, and I love to present everything with neighbors and family and friends. And so I bring everybody along and hope
love
that
it.
it brings a little bright spot to their day.
It does. It does for me. Let's do this. Let's do the miracle of modern TV.
Real quick.
Oh.
Modern TV, you sprinkle it with a little sugar in the raw so you get that
Yes.
good
Oh,
crunch.
that's the crunch. Okay, I'm
Pop
gonna let
it in
you
the
grab the finish.
oven. We're gonna grab our finished skillet cake.
Dun,
Yes,
da, da.
there
oh
she
my gosh.
is.
I'm assuming ice cream would be lovely with
Yes,
this.
I love to cut a big piece, plop on some ice cream, maybe a couple more fresh raspberries.
I'm not going to touch that,
Yeah.
but I wish you guys could smell this. It is delectable.
Yes.
Okay, Molly Reed Grayson on Instagram, Sunday Bakes,
Yep.
all the things.
All the things.
Congratulations
Thank
on your
you.
little one.
I know,
I'm so
third one.
excited.
Woo.
All right, we're going to dig into this. Make sure you check out theSamiConeShow.com for this recipe and Molly Reed Grayson on Instagram for even more. Before I go, I need you to know joy and suffering can coexist. I would be remiss if I didn't take this moment to discuss how we can triumph out of tragedy together. I recently read some powerful words from Oswald Chambers that put things in perspective better than I ever could. Huge waves that would frighten an ordinary swimmer produce a tremendous thrill for the surfer who has ridden them. Let's apply that to our own circumstances. The things we try to avoid and fight against, tribulation, suffering, and persecution, are the very things that can produce abundant joy in us. We don't know the joy of the Lord in spite of tribulation and suffering, but because of it. So whatever storm you're staring down right now, know that the Spirit is strong within you and wants you to thrive and not just survive. I'm grateful to each person who shared their expertise with us on the show today, and most of all, thank you for showing up and being a part of the journey. Have a great day, make sure you make it great, and do not wait to tell someone you love how you feel about them. Bye, friends.